Got vision and destiny. Add elemental, that's chemistry. All those heroes, that's infinity. It's endgame. That's
Yugi Peoples, welcome to the deck profile for my Houston regional deck list. Started off 5-0. People say I got hit with the commentator's curse after that because he said, you know, talked about heroes going undefeated, but it's all good. We went 6-3, you know, the only loss, well, there were 2 losses that I really, you know, the 1 game loss for writing the names on my deck list wrong, and then losing to Droll into Super Poly was kind of bad also. But, you know, other than that, the deck performed amazingly well. I even won the matchups that I thought I would lose, like going against Pure Cash Tier rounds 2 and 3. It was horrible, especially after having a round 1 like perfect matchup. But yeah, the deck performed really well. It did exactly what I wanted to do. You know, one of the questions I always get asked is, you know, I'm all hero teched out. You know, we got the sleeves from the red Dual Academy sleeves, the yellow Dual Academy sleeves. We got the Dual Academy Field Center. You know, I got my Dual Academy deck box, and you know, it says Masked Hero on here. You see Dark Law, me as Dark Law, and so when I sit down at the table, people already know I'm playing heroes. And you know, people ask me all the time, do I feel like it puts me at a disadvantage when people know that I'm playing heroes? And I really don't. You know, I know how to pilot my deck well. I've been playing it for a long time. I play against, you know, a lot of top players in the area with it when we have, you know, those nice size tournaments and everything. So I know what I need to do in order to win my matchups, and I don't feel like, you know, there's any decks that like specifically tailor their inboard for heroes. You know, they already know what they want their inboard to be, and you know, they do what they do, I do what I do, and you know, we just figure it out in the end. So no, I don't feel like playing and my opponent knowing that I'm playing heroes is a disadvantage at all. You know, I love it. If they feel like it puts me at a disadvantage and gives them some kind of edge, you know, more power to them, because I'm gonna prove them wrong. And yeah, that's just what it is. Then, you know, shout out to my sponsors at metatcg.com. You know, my playmat, my jersey, all my cards and everything, they provide all that stuff, so check them out also. And you know, if you use my code Mhero, you do get a 5% discount on stuff that you order from their website. And like I say all the time, if you happen to see them on eBay or, you know, any other site, TCG Player, before you go purchase from them on eBay or TCG Player, go to their website, order that same thing, use my code, and save yourself a little bit of money. They also have these metal dice now. They come in a pack of 4. They say the Meta TCG on them. Of course, they tried to give me the black ones because I'm black, but, you know, I told them I want the red ones because, you know, we slice for red over here. So, beautiful dice. I love them. I love the case on them, how they feel and everything. Yeah, cool dice. I'm still going to get some black ones, though, but it's not because I'm black, all right? But, yeah, so y'all check them out for those metal dice as well. Served me well throughout the tournament. I feel like I won enough dice rolls, you know, with them to come out on top most of my games and stuff. So, yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the deck profile. Oh, well, also shout out to my other sponsor at Opposition Games, Alfred Johnson. You know who you are, you know, the ops, y'all know who them are. Check them out at ogtcg.com. You know, links are always in my description for their website. For my Meta TCG website, you use the same code on both sites, Mhero, get you a discount. And also check out my website, OCGHero.com, which will be updated with the sleeves that I have left over after regionals at Houston. You know, shout out to everybody who, you know, came and found me at the Houston regional, was willing to go outside the building with me, you know, to conduct business as such. And, you know, y'all are some awesome people, and y'all make this possible for me as well. And shout out to everybody at my locals who I get to play with, who help me, you know, by playing their meta decks and such, and even the non-meta decks that I play against. You know, it helps me prepare for, you know, regionals and such. You know, those first couple of rounds you play against a couple non-meta decks, and then later on rounds you play against the meta deck. So I feel like both of them are needed at your locals, you know, to get a wide, varied arrangement of how, you know, certain matchups, how you want them to go and how you should play into them and stuff. So yeah, appreciate everybody at locals, and then even those ones, you know, especially Tyler, you know, who helped me with rulings and questions, and, you know, even though I ask the dumbest stuff sometimes, and help me get my high rarity hero stuff. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the deck profile. I did play 40 2 cards. You know, it's kind of rough, but, you know, we have quite a few you know, a couple bricks that we don't want to draw all the time and stuff. So, yeah. First, elemental heroes. We got 3 Stratos. Then, of course, our boy Neos, Honest Neos, Liquid Soldier, and Shadow Mist. Yeah, you kind of standard. I feel like 3 Stratos, you know, we've kind of started doing it a little bit more now. One of the things you have to think about when you're starting off your turn is, you know, draw. So a lot of times off of Stratos, you know, if I open up Stratos Fusion Destiny, I'll probably like go search Plasma first, you know, or something like that. It just kind of really depends. If you have polymerization, you might just go ahead and search Mally first. You know, it just kind of depends on what your hand is, but you do want to start off with Stratos because he gives you that option to decide, you know, what combo line you're going to follow to try to play around Droll most of the time. If it's game 1, you probably don't have to worry too much about Droll. And, you know, that's typically where I'll start off with Ferris instead, because a lot of people are nibbing us on Cross Crusader now. So you want to save your normal summon if at all possible, you know. So, you know, start off with that Ferris thing line is what I kind of like to do instead. Also, another reason why you might want to start off with the Ferris part first is because of increase. You know, you can use increase for your Stratos to dodge cards like Imperm, Veiler, you know, other certain traps that, you know, that's searchable inside their archetypes that act like Imperm, you know, because you start off with the Ferris play and then you just leave the Ferris on the board, normal summon your Stratos. You might activate his effect to destroy spells and traps, and that's when they, you know, go to trying to do things and you just chain increase. And yeah, so one of the things you might notice kind of different about this is the elemental hero Honest Neos being included in my deck list. 2 reasons why. The main reason was, you know, sometimes with Fusion Destiny, you don't want to send your Plasma. You know, you just need a bigger hero thing, because, you know, pretty much inside of our combo, you're going to go, you want to get Mally, you want to get Denier, you want to get this. So you can't send this off of Fusion Destiny because you probably already added it. But Honest Neos gave me, you know, a little bit of versatility. And then also those, inboards that have Baron on them, where, you know, they want to try to save that Baron Negate or save whatever, you know, they want to save that Baron Negate for like your Vion or for your polymerization or for that Fusion Destiny, where, you know, they won't a lot of times hit a hero lives because, you know, you haven't committed a normal summon or doing anything like that. So if you go ahead and special summon out Stratos, grab this Honest Neos, you know, and then activate it, they're forced, you know, to use that Baron Negate, because if not, then you just attack over the Baron and, you know, he's gone and out of there. So yeah, this was pretty helpful in like forcing out certain cards to use their Negate because of the threat of, you know, dying to a monster with 4,300 attack. So it was awesome all day. I think there was only one game where I bricked and I actually drew both of these, and yeah, that was only kind of bad, but it only happened once the entire tournament. So, you know, but it is what it is. It helped more than it hurt. So those are my elemental heroes right there. Then we got our vision heroes. We got 3 Ferris, 2 Vion, 2 increase. You know, we started playing 2 increase again just for the consistency of being able to hit it, because it's just so important to get to Vion. I thought I put 3 Vions in my deck, which, you know, I'm kind of glad I didn't, but I thought I was like the whole, you know, time I was writing my deck list and putting my deck together, I really wanted to play 3 Vions because I had opted to go ahead and play 3 Mass Change. So I wanted my normal summon to be, you know, normal summon Vion, activate effect to send, you know, Shadow Mist because I'm trying to get to Ferris, or a card to discard for Ferris, and then go ahead and chain Mass Change to Vion's effect. That way I get Dark Law out there on the board. Then you add with Shadow Mist, and then they can't draw and lock you because they can't discard the draw to the graveyard because they no longer have a graveyard. So round 1, that is actually the play I started off with. I started off normal summon Vion, send Shadow Mist, or normal summon Vion, activate effect to send, chain Mass Change, bring out Dark Law, send Shadow Mist to go grab Mally, then Ferris, discard Mally, and then go thing, and then I got nibbed. So, you know, I lost out on my mass change, Dark Law and stuff with that. And then it happened again in round 2. And so at that point, you know, I was like, all right, I'm gonna have to adjust my strategy now, because it doesn't look like people are main decking Droll, they're main decking Nib. So throughout the rest of the tournament, you know, instead of, you know, thinking about Droll game 1, I refocused, you know, and, you know, started revising my strategy to play around Nib. You know, and yeah, it definitely worked, as you can see. One of the things, like I said, be wary of is they are nibbing us on Cross Crusader, which is not a bad spot to nib, I guess, if you haven't committed your normal summon. If you have committed your normal summon, but if you haven't, it doesn't really hurt all that much at all, especially if you haven't used Mally, you haven't did your normal summon and everything, because we play multiple Cross Crusaders, so you just bring out another one to do the same thing. But, you know, there are other places to nib that I feel like hurt a lot more, but we're not going to talk about those right now. But yeah, but just know as a hero player, you know, we know. But those are my Vision heroes, Destiny heroes, 2 Mally, Plasma, Denier, pretty standard. This card was there when I needed it. And yeah, you know, you just bring it out some games, especially those games where you get hit with what's the thing? Droll. Yeah, you know, you just bring him out sometimes and hope that he can hold the board down. And those are the monsters for my deck. Then looking at our spells, of course, our second most broken spell card, A Hero Lives. Then, of course, our most broken spell card, Fusion Destiny. You know, slops to this card. I feel like I only drew it like twice the entire day. And the second time I drew it, I couldn't even activate it because I had an Acid Golem on my board. We did play 3 mass change. As y'all can see, I have the colored name ones. They don't match. I have a red, blue, and purple. So if y'all have a red one and you want to trade, you know, let me know. I really prefer the red. Red is my favorite color. So yeah, we went with 3 mass change. Then of course 2 poly, Rhoda, Call By, Miracle Fusion, and then, you know, our searchable trap card, Favorite Contact. Every card off in here was important, did its job. Running the double poly, there were some games where I opened up poly, got Drolls, and it was fine because I already had the poly, you know. So yeah, I would run 3 of them if we could run 3 of them off in there, just because Droll is so heavy in the format. It's just better to open up with it because you're probably not going to search it off of Vion. And then also they hand trap us a lot on Vion. So, you know, this running multiple polys came in clutch. Everything else, the triple mass change ended up being like a really good call for the tournament. Since Arise Heart is gone, a lot of people don't think about not being able to send their stuff to the graveyard. You know, they figure their graveyard is going to be live, and these 3 mass changes, we got so many targets. Like, I won my round 1 match because I opened up Denier mass change. Well, I hand trapped him on his normal summon and he couldn't continue, and then all I could do, because I had a whole bunch of hand traps and such, all I could do was summon Denier, activate mass change, Dark Law, and it was against Tears, so Dark Law held it down until I was able to finish off the rest of his life points. All this stuff was good. Call by the Grave, you know, I feel like some people are cutting it from their list, but, you know, Tears, it still feels like pretty relevant. And, you know, even when you go first on your turn, they start trying to do stuff, and I'm gonna Call by the Grave that. And then plus, you know, who wants to lose to Droll in the main deck? So, you know, give yourself a chance to out it. So that is my spells and things. And then my going second cards, I decided to stick with the same thing from my D-Force list. We got 3 Ash, of course. I don't feel like this card was amazing, but, you know, it did its job. Droplet was, of course, amazing, whether I was using it to break a board or to dodge, you know, stuff like Imperm, Veiler, and such, just different things, stuff like that. It was amazing. I did have to use this once to dodge Imperm in order to pop a There Can Only Be One, because he flipped up There Can Only Be One. I chained DPE, he chained Imperm, I chained Droplet, sent DPE off the board, and yeah, that was it for his There Can Only Be One. So yeah, Imperm, Droplet, Ash, and then also in certain ways, I feel like Fusion Destiny counts as a Fusion Destiny counts as a going second card. So, you know, I kind of felt like really I was playing 12 of them, because if you know, bait out a couple of cards, which, you know, a hero lives and such, and, you know, you're just your different cards and stuff, and then you activate this Fusion Destiny, you know, DPE has the ability to break boards by himself. And then on top of that, if you know, if you haven't been drolled or something like that, you can also get plasma out there on the board. So, you know, it just kind of, I feel like it counts as a going second card. So yeah, 12, we'll say 9 absolute, you know, going second cards, with, you know, this as a possible 3 more to make it 12. So I think as far as the main deck goes, the only thing I might change is, like, I really want to take these out. I did get thrusted tactics talents a couple of times, and so, you know, maybe main deck and rivalry and putting Dark Angel back into the deck might be a good play. So, you know, we're going to test that, see how it goes, to keep ourselves from getting hit with those triple cards. And, you know, like I said, Ash wasn't completely amazing. It did do a little bit work here and there, but yeah, it was decent, like, you know, but I might try rivalry instead and see how that goes. And then, you know, that's it for the main deck. 42 cards, I believe. It might be 41. Let's count it real quick, just so that y'all know for sure. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. All right, yep. So it's 42 cards. My extra deck now, you know, of course, Infernal Rage, The Shining, Wake Up, Shiny Neo's Wingman, and Big Chill. Every card needed, every card was used. This one's not used nearly as much, but I know that as soon as I tried to cut it, that it would come up. So we're not going to cut that card. But like, all these are pretty much used in your first opening combo. So you need all those guys right there. Not much to say about them. One thing I will say, like, when we get to this thing, DPE and Dangerous. Actually, this one never really came up because I never really drew Fusion Destiny, and I don't think there was any matchup where I prioritized, you know, getting Dark Law out first instead of just waiting to you know, do the what's his name, the Shadow Mist play at the end. So yeah, but you know, these cards are what they are. They're amazing. They do what they do. My Mass Heroes, 2 Dark Law, 1 Blast. I really wanted to fit Acid off in there, you know, but, you know, who wants to, you know, use their normal summon on Liquid Soldier? You know, it is what it is. One thing I will say is, like I said, like, a lot of people might be trying to cut this out or take this out of their deck. There are a couple reasons why I say why you should leave it off in there. Number one, you know, is TC Boo. There can only be one. Also, you know, if you're dodging Contain or Extinguish against Rescue Ace and you mass change into Blast, you can, you know, force out another Negator such or whatever. And, you know, by trying to return one of their trap one of their set cards to their hand and such. But also, you know, there are people trying to how do you say, when people try to imperm or Veiler on. All right, so my apologies, having lighting and camera issues right now, but you know, it is. We'll go ahead and try to finish this up. It'll just have to look like a Tubi movie here towards the end. But yeah, one of the things I was saying about Mass Hero Blast, don't cut this out of your extra deck. Sometimes you might need to use it for some of those people who like to get cheeky and try to hit your Infernal Rage with Imperm, Veiler, you know, or something like that. Chain, mass change. Switch them out for Blast. Yep, do that. So don't cut that guy out of your extra deck. But, you know, Dark Law was amazing. The card was amazing. There were a couple of times where I had to use both of these. So, you know, if you were playing, you know, basic normal hero deck, you want to have 2 of those inside your extra deck. And sometimes you do want to get that extra mass change down there with your Wonder Driver. Then my Link Monsters, of course, 2 of our boy Cross Crusader, Inferno Devicer, Wonder Driver, Dread Decimator. I kind of want to cut this card. You know, it's there for, you know, cases where you need to make sure you OTK your opponent without committing like your entire hand to it because of Nib. You know, and that makes it a really, really good card because there are times where, you know, you threaten lethal with Dread Decimator And, you know, that's before you use your Miracle Fusion and just other different cards and stuff. So you can, you know, wait to see if they have nib before you enter the battle phase. And then if they nib you, you know, then you can go ahead and activate your Miracle Fusion and everything and stuff like that. And sometimes, you know, when you get hand trapped or something to death, you can still, you know, eliminate problematic monsters on the board. But I do feel like it might be a little bit more effective if we had second Wonder Driver, because the card is really, really good. Very, very much needed. And yeah, so, okay, there's a lighting issue thing kind of solved. And yeah, so, you know, he might get cut for another Wonder Driver. I'll test it. I really want to have a second one inside of the extra deck though, because it's really, really valuable. So that is my extra deck. Then my side deck, you know, Droll, more hand traps. You need them against certain decks. You want to hope to see it. 3 DD Crow, because you hope to want to see it. And, you know, against certain matchups. So, you know, those were the other hand traps that I did keep inside of the side. This is pretty versatile against a wide variety of decks. And plus also, you know, no nib or, you know, bestials, because they're really good cards. I just don't want to conflict with my Hero Lives. You know, it's one of the best cards inside of our deck. And, you know, if it's going to help me win the game, then I'd rather not, you know, give myself a reason not to be able to activate it. Then we went with the thrust tactics strategy with, you know, all the one-ofs that you want to thrust into. I would have to say, like, I don't think I drew it enough times to say whether it's like good or bad. You know, I drew it a couple of times. It was, you know, pretty decent, but I didn't use it a lot. It just never really came up. This card was amazing. Harpy's Feather Duster, of course. I never used this. I didn't play against any Pearlies. I drew this in one of my games where I sided in on accident and I ended up pitching it off of, you know, Liquid Soldier. This card right here, I don't think I ever had to set it with tactics. I think like the only time I really use tactics to do anything, and I actually set favorite contact with it instead of any of these, which, you know, is kind of crazy because I think I'd already opened up this one or something maybe. But yeah, we ended up setting favorite contact with it. But, you know, fortunately, you know, the way my games went and stuff, not too many of these were needed. I did use this a couple times. I never got the Lightning Storm as far as I can remember. Definitely didn't use this one. Didn't use this one. Accidentally sided it in once. Did side this in against Tears, but it wasn't needed. And yeah, so that's the side deck right there. Pretty solid. I probably would change this. Maybe go with the Gozens inside of here because I want to try main deck in Rivalry. Probably just Rivalry, and then put Gozen in the side deck, you know, for those other decks that, you know, do that better. But yeah, one thing you will notice is that I did not play Dark Angel so many games and stuff. Like in the past, it used to win so many times, but because I decided to go with the triple tactic strategy and didn't play Rivalry or Gozen in the main R side, I just decided to leave Dark Angel out. Because without having the Rivalry, without having the Gozen, it's not very good at all. Like every single deck, even when I played against Branded Despia at my locals, you know, and you know, he's very, very good player with Branded Despia. He's plays a 60 card version, and he outed my Dark Angel both times that I didn't have Rivalry or Gozen and stuff. And you know, that's one of the decks that card is supposed to beat. Pearly links it off for Anima. Rescue Ace hits it with the Econ and it's gone. So it's just like, if you don't draw the Rivalry or the Gozen, it's just really kind of dead. So I decided not to go that route. And, you know, no regrets with it. Obviously, you know, it did pretty well without the Dark Angel lock. So, you know, it is what it is. But if we do main deck Rivalry, or if you main deck Rivalry, side Rivalry and stuff, I definitely recommend leaving Dark Angel in there. It's just that it didn't fit the way I wanted my deck building for this regional. So, yeah. That is my deck profile. Let me know what y'all think, what y'all would change. Like I said, this is probably going to change because I do want to try Rivalry, the Rivalry Gozen setup and stuff, just to try different things and see what they're going. This week, you know, you'll see my feature match get uploaded. I'll probably do like another discussion video about my locals and, you know, the different decks and stuff that I've been playing the past couple weeks leading up to the regional, then probably also, you know, Friday's tournament. It is my rogue format tournament, so y'all will probably see my viewer asked deck list. So we'll see how that goes Friday. Appreciate everybody for staying a while to listen, and I will catch y'all on the next video.
My wingman, he come through, he level up, he Goku, he shining out and popping to over 9K. That's a breakthrough. We on top now. Here's a look at our world.